Hi, this time I wanted to talk about three major myths in tabletop RPGs. One of them is a bit obvious, but still important, but the other two, they are myths that even some veterans get tricked by them. Well, veterans to a certain degree. They could actually stop someone from playing tabletop RPGs, so I want to clear things out. The first myth, there is this myth that you need to read so much and memorize so much when it comes to playing a tabletop RPG. I think this myth was promoted because of the typical Dungeons and Dragons structure. You have your three books, the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Monster Manual. I actually like that structure, but there are some people that could feel put off because of it. But there are many tabletop RPGs out there that contain everything in a single book. So don't think that everything is piecemealed in several volumes. When it comes to indie RPGs, a lot of indie RPGs out there are self-contained in a single tome. But perhaps a lot of people feel it's a bit of a hassle to convince others to play those indie RPGs because they are not that popular. But you still have some popular publishers if that's your discouragement. There is Free League Publishing and Modiphius. In the case of Free League, you have the Alien RPG, Blade Runner, Forbidden Lands. They all come in a single package, a single book. In the case of Forbidden Lands, it's a box set, but Blade Runner, Alien, you have everything in a single book. So it's very, very handy to have everything in a single tome, and you only need to read a few things. The character creation, how you resolve the tasks either inside or outside of combat, that is, carrying out your attacks, or making some skill checks related to something concerning knowledge, some physical actions like climbing, etc. And of course, you need to understand the enemies as well. And that's pretty much it. You have your protagonists, the way to solve situations in the game, and your antagonists, or hazards. That's it. Now, when it comes to Modiphius, pretty much every tabletop RPG in the 2D20 system comes in a single book. Conan, Star Trek, The Mutant Chronicles. If you wanted to get into Conan, you only need to purchase that core book and that's it. You have all of the material there to have adventures related to pirates, to sorcery, to grand armies and intrigue, commercial ventures, everything is there. But all of the other expansion books, and this is related to most tabletop RPGs out there, they are just options in case you need inspiration or mechanics related information. Maybe you don't want to improvise things, or maybe you think it's too much work to homebrew things. This is not necessary. A lot of people just stick to the core book, but perhaps there are players out there that want something more. So all of those optional expansion books are out there for you to enjoy. Now, getting that myth out of the way, we have these two prevalent myths, and I hope I will be able to destroy them all together with this video. The first myth: you need a lot of players to have fun. That's a complete lie. You could play with just one, two, or even solo. There is a way to play solo RPGs. That's a bit more complex when it comes to this video. It's not difficult to play a solo RPG, but well, check out my tips on how to roleplay in a solo RPG. The link will be in the description below. There are going to be a lot of useful links in the description. Check them out. But when it comes to you don't need a large group. In fact, the larger the group, the situation could become potentially more complex because you need to be an experienced role player. I'm going to put another link in the description concerning running things for larger groups. But check out my actual plays of the Dark and Terrible campaign in the description. My Reminisce campaign. I only have 2 players. That is, I act as the game master and I have 2 players. And we have so much fun. that is a complete myth. I think that the reason why this myth became so prevalent is because there are a lot of people that are not role players. So when you have few people that do not role play, their lack of role playing skills are exposed. Sometimes they do nothing. They're just there, making some roles, not describing anything, not talking in character. So I think that those that perpetuate this myth, they use it as a sort of screen to hide their lack of role-playing skills. Now the other myth, you need like 4 or 6 hours or 8 to play an RPG session. That is a lie. A complete lie. Once again, check out my actual plays. We have a slightly more complex session that takes at most 2 hours or less. And the Reminisce actual play only took like about 30 minutes or less. And they were still fulfilling sessions. We accomplished so much. In a couple of those sessions, the player characters complete entire adventures so quickly because they were role-playing. In the first part of the Dark and Terrible campaign, Killian and Esben, they completed the first dungeon in that single session in record time. In Reminisce, they went through that level. Johnny and Elroy the Mouse, they completed the level so fast, so quick, so efficiently because they were role-playing. So maybe you are a really busy person. Your day is just packed, your agenda, your schedule. There is no place for gaming. Perhaps there is. You don't need 4 hours to play a tabletop a tabletop RPG. You only need, in a lot of cases, 2 hours. And in some cases, like in very simple systems like Reminisce, perhaps just 30 minutes. Because every time you apply roleplay, you speed up things, you accomplish so much in just 2 hours or less. Those that do not roleplay, they spend all of those 4 to 6 hours. Can my character do this? Can I use my ability? I want to try this. No. I want to try this other thing. No. Wait. No. I want to try. No. Back to my original idea. I want to try this. And the game master, what do you do? What are you guys planning? What do you intend to do? What are you going to be doing? Abysmal. If you don't know how to play tabletop RPGs, please check out my beginner's guide in the description. So most of that time it's time wasted because of their incompetence, their mediocrity. But of course, you don't want to be a mediocre RPG player. You want to actually roleplay. So when you apply roleplay, and like I said, please check out my beginner's guide to roleplay, you will accomplish so many things. Those the legendary campaign or the mega dungeon, it takes years to complete now. It takes perhaps months if you actually roleplay. And you get to play so much in a single lifetime instead of wasting so many hours asking questions, talking out of character, wasting time, attempting to play a tabletop role-playing game when you are not actually role-playing. Again, please check out my actual plays. This is one of the more insidious lies. Everyone can enjoy tabletop RPGs regardless of the time that they have. If you just arrive at the table and you start to fool around, look, I'm picking my nose, oh, what do you do? Oh, I want my character to, can I try this? They play like 15 minutes of the game, and not even roleplay, like the game part, and the rest of the time they fool around. You have to play with mature people. If you play with clowns, you're going to be participating in a circus all the time, and a pretty lame circus at that. So I hope that with this video I managed to abolish those myths. You don't need to read a lot or memorize a lot when it comes to tabletop RPGs. In fact, it is quite common for game masters to have notes and some books open at the table. And in order not to waste time, they can look the information immediately in just 1 or a couple of seconds, or perhaps at most 5 seconds. It's all there. There are some very simple systems. There are even some one-page RPGs in Drive-Thru RPG. When it comes to the number of players, as long as they are role-playing, you're going to have an epic time. Take a look at those novels, be it science fiction, fantasy, science fantasy, historical novels. The characters, sometimes you have a single protagonist or two, and the adventures are still amazing. Because when you are role playing, you are actually living those adventures. And the case of, oh, you need like so many hours. No. If you're going to be fooling around, if you're a kidult and you're so immature, yes, you need like 3.5 hours in order for you to get that monkey mind doing all sorts of stupid things and telling silly jokes. But if you're there to roleplay like a mature person, even if you're not an adult, if you're a mature teenager or whatever, you are there to roleplay. And you will accomplish so many things. You will enjoy so many adventures, so many modules. My group at the physical table, sometimes we only get to play once a month, but we accomplish so much in that time that they are about to finish a very long campaign. A campaign that some people say, oh, that campaign takes years. No. So now it should be really exciting for you. Look at all of those major campaign modules and mega dungeons. When you actually roleplay, you will be able to play them all. It's not, oh, you need a single lifetime to play. No, You are able to accomplish so much more if you are mature enough to roleplay. Thank you for watching this video. As always, thank you for watching my videos. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your questions, everything. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Remember that tomorrow we are going to be playing the part 3 of the Dark and Terrible campaign. I will upload that video before midnight, hopefully. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.